J.K. Dobbins to IR, out for the season. His injury requires surgery. What resulted from the hip drop tackle, which will obviously be a big conversation here, the remaining part of this season, but also in the offseason, and what the league's got to do to stop this. But while one man goes down, we certainly can chew gum and talk and walk at the same time. RJ Harvey is, I was going to put in the title to Jupiter, but they don't have a Jupiter emoji on YouTube. They need to get that taken care of. Saturn, Jupiter
to Jupiter.
Stock on the rise. RJ Harvey's going to places we've never even explored in this galaxy. And if you've got him in your lineup, you're going to crush in week number 11. RJ Harvey, Hendy, Triple H and Associates are back
in a jam.
In
Call
business.
H and Associates.
Triple H and Associates. Locations on Earth and Jupiter.
The Fantasy Football Show begins now.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios. It's the Fantasy Football Show. Live! Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Smitty is also live whenever news breaks.
RJ Harvey season is here.
Mashed potatoes!
We knew it was eventually going to happen, and I don't want to hear any complaining and crying and oh, my feelings are hurt, Smitty. You celebrating injury. No one's celebrating anything. Let me get that out of the way. No one's celebrating injury. No one wants J.K. Dobbins to be injured, but we don't want him in the lineup. And we also believe RJ Harvey's 10 times the player, 10 times the output, 10 times the result. So at the end of the day, yeah, we're celebrating that RJ Harvey's in the lineup, and I'm apologizing to no one.
Let him cook.
Harvey is a hat-trick monster. Hat-trick Harvey hasn't even been used like a starter, and he's had a 3-touchdown game. He's a top 5 running back per touch in the NFL. He just doesn't get the touches until now. Now he's going to walk into, obviously they're going to rotate some, but keep in mind that they didn't rotate a ton with Dobbins in the grand scheme of things when you're getting 14, 15 carries a game. You add in probably what I would guess is about, I don't know, 10 to 12 total touches more to RJ Harvey's plate. You're going to put him in the 17 to 22 touches per game. You're going to put him in the 15, probably 15, 16 carry, maybe more because he's just a different back. His coach, Sean Payton, said he's built. He's built to last. And that's, I mean, that's just...
Let him cook.
I mean, Sean Payton was enamored with this kid. And while he's been slow moving, rolling him out, it's here. And what do we tell everybody when Freak Out Freddy's were trying to cut Harvey, cut Hendy, cut even Hunter, and then Hunter was about to get wide receiver 1 treatment? The Triple H and Associates were really going to be on fire. Hampton was on his way, got injured. Hunter was on his way, getting wide receiver 1 treatment, and it was going to be a marvelous, go forward situation for Hunter. He got injured, so Hampton, Hunter injured, but the other trio on Triple H and Associates
in a jam
are carrying the firm.
H and Associates.
Triple H and Associates. Locations on Earth and Jupiter.
They're carrying the firm, and Igbuka, Hendy, and Harvey are all going to fire off on all cylinders walking into the remaining part of the season. And when you think about what happened with, as I've mentioned so many times before, that Bucky didn't get his go until week 10. Well, Harvey is going to get his go, and we knew it wouldn't be exactly the same timeline. It was ended up being pretty close. Week 11 for Harvey, although he's had some great games. He's been really kicking it into pretty decent gear. About 3-4 weeks ago, he's had a 3-touchdown game, hat trick. Harvey. Hendy, he kicked his season into gear in week 10, exactly like we predicted, where Bucky was getting going in week 10. Buka's been doing it since birth. this has been exactly what we had hoped it would at least be in the very worst case scenario. You wait too long and you don't maybe make the playoffs. Those are all risks, risk involved if you're stacking your team with all 3-4 of the rookies. If you drafted Genty, then you drafted Hampton, then you drafted Hendy, then Harvey. You can't stack a team that way. But if you built properly, there are so many people out there that have Hendy and Harvey sitting in the wings. They didn't give up on them. They stayed the course. Super proud of those individuals.
I smell meatloaf.
And there's so many people with 6, 7, 8 wins, at least 5 wins that have Harvey, Hendy on the roster. And you're about to get potentially top 10 running back numbers out of both of them. One of them, maybe both of them, get even way higher than that. But I mean, unbelievable. We got J-Mo on the rise. That's been fantastic. J-Mo's been one of my favorite go-get players. We've got this. I think I still have this board up. One of my favorite go-get players from really weeks 7 on, but here's the week 9 buy low board. Nico is no longer a buy low. J-Mo is no longer a buy low. Bowers, I think you can still buy Bowers low just because of his bad game last week. There's J-Mo's on the rise. Hendy's on the rise. Harvey's on the rise. Buka's back doing Buka things. What a nice little couple weeks we're having here. And it's going to continue, and I think that these player values will only go up. I think there's some of you that are going to be Panic Peters, and you're going to try and break up with Harvey or Hendy before they break up with you. But I think you're trying to get yourself into a self-destruction mode, a self-sabotage type of relationship with Hendy and Harvey, and I think you just need to let it happen. I just think you need to maybe sit back and let it happen. What do I expect out of Harvey this week? He's got a tough matchup against the Chiefs, no doubt about it. But guess what? This is a multi-purpose monster that can catch footballs, run footballs. Can't really look at a defensive statistic and say, oh, they're really good against the run. They're good against RBs. But are they? Because R.J. Harvey's a wide receiver. R.J. Harvey's a running back. R.J. Harvey's a monster, and he's on the rise.
Mashed potatoes. Yeah, buddy.
This is a guy that probably pulls in 4 or 5 receptions, maybe 6 receptions on a game, or maybe he's not utilized on the ground quite as much as we want, or doesn't have the efficiency that we expect. Maybe he has a game where he's running 10, 12 totes, but has 4 or 5 receptions, has 100 total yards, and a strong shot at a touchdown. This probably is one of the better running backs outside of the top 5 running backs that has the best receiving skill set and ability to carry his fantasy football production week in and week out. Ziggy, show me the front door. Week in and week out, carrying his fantasy production with the PPR aspect of this thing. Keep in mind that, Ziggy off. Keep in mind that R.J. Harvey is entering a situation where his head coach made Alvin Kamara as a rookie. I don't know if people remember, and we talk about this a lot, so you probably should have it on your mind. But Kamara, as a rookie, caught 83 footballs. He was RB4 in fantasy. That same year, anybody remembers Ingram? Mark Ingram was a phenomenal running back. He was RB9. The same year, Alvin Kamara was a rookie, caught 83 footballs. Ingram was RB9. Not worried about timeshares in Sean Payton systems. And, you just give R.J. Harvey the work. And by the way, Kamara had 83 receptions his second year. He had 83 receptions his third year. I think he had 81 or 85 or something his fourth year too. So Kamara has lived in a place of glory that all started with Sean Payton as a rookie, feeding him 80 receptions. No one's saying J.K. can catch up to 83 receptions, but J.K. might be used, the joker, the true and official and only joker of this team. He might be used at that capacity, at that pro-rated clip of receptions per game That's probably what he's looking at. In fact, if we calculate that out, 83 divided by what was then 16 is 5.18 receptions per game. That's pretty phenomenal. You multiply that by, let's just call it 6 catches or 6 yards per catch. That's 31 yards per game. So he's getting 31 yards, roughly 25 to 31 receiving yards per game.
Motion detected.
Then you're probably getting, I would say, a bare minimum. We'll call it 4.5. We'll be very, very careful with the projections. We'll lowball him. 4.5 a carry instead of 5 or whatever. He'll probably average 5 yards a carry. 4.5 times, let's call it 14 carries per game. That's very, very casual. That's 63 rushing yards per game. He's on a pace to probably have, Ziggy, how many touchdowns does RJ Harvey have in 2025?
Last Thursday, November 6th, RJ Harvey didn't have any touchdowns in the Broncos' win over the Raiders.
You son of a... Let's ask Kruger.
Didn't quite get that. Tell me again?
Ziggy off. Kruger, Ziggy's not stepping up. How many touchdowns does RJ Harvey have so far this season in 2025? Do I have to do everything around here? Do I have to do everything around here? Can I get some impromptu help? Do I have to look everything up? This is why you're here. Kruger? It's 6, but I want him to say it. This is my sidekick. Kruger, can you hear me?
Loud and clear, Smitty. I'm right here and ready to roll.
How many touchdowns does RJ Harvey have on the season in 2025?
All right, Smitty. So as of right now, RJ Harvey's sitting at 6 touchdowns this season.
Okay,
I'm fourth.
accurate. 4 receiving. 4 receiving.
Baked in, boys.
2 on the ground, and 4 receiving. That's unbelievable. 4 receiving touchdowns. So Harvey's got 6 touchdowns. I'll go back to the board. He's got 6 touchdowns already. That's not even on, like, you can't even calculate that in like a proper way. I would say that he's probably on pace for, I would say 0.6 TDs, maybe 0.7 TDs per game. I'd say 0.6. So 0.6 times 11. Well, let's just put it like that. 0.6 touchdowns per game. I think it's more like 1. This is a phenomenal number. This is a running back that's going to get you, we'll just call it 30 yards plus 63. That's 93. That's what Trey had. 93 yards. Feels like 93 yards almost fully guaranteed. 5 to 6 receptions per game. That's a good 14 to 15 points per game without any touchdowns. You add in a touchdown, 20-point game. This is a 14, 15, nearly, in my opinion, unless he gets hurt, knock on wood, stay healthy, this is a nearly 14, 15 guaranteed point per game player without touchdowns. It's gonna be a remarkable finish for Triple H and Associates, which I just can't be more proud of these guys.
In a jam, call HHH and Associates.
Triple H and Associates. Locations on Earth and Jupiter.
All right, and we haven't gone over the LaPorta news yet. We just mentioned briefly that, you know, J-Mo's going to the moon, one of our better buy lows of the year. But right now, this news is potentially devastating for a lot of people right now. Sam LaPorta has been placed on injured reserve. Let's take a little gander at this thing and see if yeah, it looks like this isn't going to be anything yet that's sitting him out for the year. J.K. Dobbins went on IR, but it's out for the year. He's having surgery. J.K. Dobbins' season is done. And of course,
Stock on the rise.
RJ Harvey to the moon. LaPorta, minimum 4 games. Could be longer, could be shorter, but that means our boy J-Mo, who's one of this show's best buy low players, goes to the moon. J-Mo to the
Stop
mother
on the
freaking moon.
rise.
Congratulations for anybody that traded for J-Mo as wide receiver 3-4 fodder, because you're about to get potentially a super high-end, supercharged wide receiver 2 in fantasy. J-Mo's going to the moon.
Let him cook.
I'm going to put both those mugs on screen because they deserve to be celebrated. Let's start off by putting J-Mo on screen. J-Mo, congratulations, J-Mo owners. Boy, are you going to get a monster from here on out. And congratulations to all you RJ Harvey owners. Your patience is going to serve you well. All the haters out there, imagine dropping Harvey. Imagine, you know what's probably the worst feeling in the world? Dropping Harvey or Hendy and then watching them do what they did and what they're doing, what they're going to do, and what Hendy did. Imagine even worse than that. Imagine having Hendy all year. There are people out there that sat him in week 10. There are people that then sat him again in week 11 just to try and prove to themselves that their week 10 decision was good. Let me just pile it on. It can't be. I can't have missed it. Imagine hanging on to Hendy the entire season, then not using him in week number 10 and 11. You probably hate the guy. You're not getting anything from him. You ended up being right even though you're wrong. And that's why you can't sit RJ Harvey this week, because you sat on him. Imagine how painful it's going to be to sit Harvey. So I don't want to hear I can see it now. Smitty, so are we starting Harvey over Vidal? Smitty, are we starting Harvey over Kamara? I know I'm going to see it. It's okay to ask it. You're super chatting. I love it. I'm never going to turn down a super chat. But it's wild to me that you're going to wait this long and you're going to sit him out. Imagine how painful that would be to watch him finally do what you've wanted him to do and you put him on the pine. That would be a total Smitty disapproved situation.
Take a big laugh. We don't need your hand.
We do what we can around these parts, and we'll continue to save as many fantasy lives as we can along the way. But boy, are things looking mighty toasty around here in a very, very good way. Toasty in a positive way. All right, let's see here. Let me hit these super chats here. B4, appreciate your $20 hauler, my guy. Dropping the wattage on screen. Thank you very much, kind sir, with that $20 biscuit. Let's see if we have any more. We got Eric with this 99-cent. I don't know if this is a sticker, Eric, or just appreciate you very much for dropping that. Anybody that enjoyed that sticker, let me know how it was. Javante or Harvey. I'm still going to reference what I just said. Like, imagine how you're going to feel if you sit him. I'm not saying Javante's an easy sit or that you should be sitting him, but you can't sit RJ Harvey. 4 and 6 Pickens. Traded Pickens and Tyler Warren for Gibbs and Hall. Hall. Pickens, Tyler Warren, and Hall for Gibbs. I mean, it's a lot to give. I definitely feel like I lean toward the Gibbs side for sure. And then back to Zod. Sorry, Zod's $20 hauler gets immediate attention. Hey, Smitty, you're the fantasy show GOAT. Thank you. I have survived a lot of injuries somehow. 7 and 3. Yeah, I'll say you have. Lamar, Bijan, Judkins, JCM, Jordan Mason, Benson, MHJ, Olave, Wandell, Parker, Washington, Tez, Ferguson, Worthy, Booty, Demarcado moves. Honestly, your team looks really, really good, bro. There's not a lot to move other than if you were wanting to get out of the Bijan game to just downgrade him into Achane, into James Cook, into something along those lines and get that extra wide receiver. Or you could just go Benson if you can find someone that can value Benson for the player that he probably could be and might be. Benson and MHJ, or Benson and Wandell, or Benson and Tez, or whatever. Benson and Worthy might even get something. Worthy alone's not getting you jack. And you should have went after J-Mo, like I said all week, but now that time's over. Although you could try. You could try and get J-Mo. Worthy and Tez, Worthy and Benson for J-Mo, I'd definitely do that. Olave, I'd probably hold, but MHJ for J-Mo straight up, I'd do that. Benson and MHJ for a wide receiver like Pickens and take a stab. I think, Zod, that's probably your best approach. I don't know. I would explore moving Bijan if I only went down to Achane into Cook, and then I was able to get that receiver that I need. That's I'd definitely consider it, but it'd have to be a damn good wide receiver. It couldn't be like a wide receiver 3, bro. 12. It wouldn't even be J-Mo wouldn't even be enough to go down from Bijan, but J-Mo would be enough to go get in a separate alternate trade. 12 man. I've been involved in 100% of our league trades. Picked up Burrow and traded Burrow, Darnold, Derrick Henry, Franklin for Judkins and Lamb. That's a smash, bro. Excellent job. Team is now Baker, Rico, Chase Brown, Judkins, London, Lamb, Pitts, Meatloaf. I like it. Yeah, there's not even much you can really do at that point. Like, what are you going to sell? That's a great job, bro. Great maneuvering. Very proud of you. Thank you for the 20. Thank you both for the $20 haulers.
Alert. Super chat.
Appreciate you very much. Yeah. So, yeah, we got it on the screen, my boy. Vlad, we've been talking about it already. It's right here. Rewind the show, Vlad. You're a little late. Let's see here. What else are we at? We got, let me get these other super chats out here. Schultz, Knox, or Ertz. I'm probably going to go with, Knox this week with Kincaid out isn't bad. Schultz is steady. I go Knox if you need a swing. Tez, Dobbs, or Shakir. I'd probably go, well, isn't this the same question we had earlier? Because then I answered that. It might be a different question, but then I got to Shakir, and I'm like, damn it, now you're going to start both, Buffalo players. So probably Schultz, assuming he's healthy and everything, and Shakir. Or you could go Knox and Tez. I don't mind that. Probably Schultz and Shakir, I suppose. But Schultz and Tez is fine, too. I mean, you got a lot of good options. This one here, flex, full PPR, Marks, Swift, Franklin, Sharps. Probably Swift is the safest play. I want Woody Marks in there, but Swift is probably safer, bro. I don't think you can sit him, but I do love Woody Marks. I love playing Woody Marks this week. Rate this team and this lineup: Mahomes, Achane, Barkley, Ibuka, Zay Flowers, St. Brown, Brock. I mean, let's put St. Brown ahead of Flowers. I don't know what kind of disrespect, kind of racket you're running over here with the squad where you're putting Zay Flowers ahead of St. Brown. Rank them in order of respect. Like this team deserves this. You got Brock Bowers and RJ Harvey. This is a good squad. Very good squad. Hopefully you can play RJ in your starting lineup. I would say that this team is probably like a 8.9 out of 10. It's a pretty damn good team. I rarely give out 9s, but you're borderline potential. If you would have listed it in order, maybe. Yeah, because it messes with your brain a little bit, bro. It's like showing your house to sell it. Hey, picture the grass mode. I mean, who's going to buy it for the exact same price? Who's going to view your house for the exact same way if you didn't mow the lawn or pick up all the dirty laundry or paint the walls? Harvey, Woody, Kyron. I mean, Emmanuel, I'm not sitting Harvey, but it's kind of impossible to sit Kyron. Can you make a trade? But I right now, I'm probably leaning toward Harvey, but I can't sit Kyron either. LaPorta on IR, Brock, right? Tesla, worth picking up. Tesla is worth looking at, but you keep in mind that it's, I don't know. Wright's okay if you need a tight end, but I think I don't know how Tesla should see more work, but enough to like put in a lineup. Not yet, my kind sir. Start Harvey versus the Chiefs or Vidal. Come on, Scotty, you're the example I gave. Harvey, Vidal, or Marks. There we go, King. I was talking about King and Scotty earlier. Harvey, Chase Brown or Woody Marks this season. Chase Brown, but we love both of them. We're definitely a Chase Brown and a Woody Marks people. Lamar, Bucky, White, ETN, Tootin, Hendy, Hampton, CD, Nico, Tez. Love the team. Bowers got offered Jamar Chase and Kamara for Nico, Hendy, Jennings, Hunt. Wow. I would probably say I take Nico Hendy. Yeah, I'd take Nico Hendy. Because Jamar Chase and Nico are not that far apart. I definitely draft Chase over them, but I think you're getting Hendy. It's worth it, bro. That's fantastic. At the end of the day, Hendy dropper here. What can I ask you? What to be honest about this is pretty noble. You know, like I don't know many people who admit that they dropped Hendy, especially after I just ripped apart people that did. But, okay, he explains it here. Had to grab Samson. You didn't have to. I mean, Samson was never, ever going to be ranked higher than Hendy or Harvey. So, had to grab Samson after Judkins scare. Couldn't drop Marks, Olave, or Chase Brown. I mean, but you could have. Should have dropped Pearsall. There you go. Prayers to me. E-Rock, I commend your honesty. And I'm not sending you on a lap on that one. I'm going to send you to the moon for having the courage
to the moon
to come out and say that. But, man, can I disapprove it, though? I won't send you to Pluto or anything like that, or planet Uranus. But, damn, man. That's got to be painful, but good on you to not let it bother you, I guess, enough to say it out loud. Traded away London for McBride. Really needed an upgrade at tight end. I'm fine with that. I mean, your receivers, Buka, Rice, Lamb, you definitely could have done that. That's a fantastic team. You're obviously in pole position in your league. There's no way you aren't. Fantastic squad. Scotty, make sure you're starting your Harvey and Hendy's, though. Have the whole Triple H and Associates been praying all year for times like these, LOL. Who would you start between RJ, Harvey, Pickens, and the Slim Reaper? Probably Harvey. I just don't think I could be a part of not having this play out. You know what I mean? No matter how it ends up.
Alert. Super.
Like, just imagine picturing being the guy that sat Hendy this week that had him. Imagine that's worse than not having him. Having Hendy and sitting him this week on his hat trick game and last week, probably worse than dropping him. At least you dropped him. It wasn't in your control anymore. Imagine owning him, waiting this entire time and not using him, not deploying the Hendy monster. 2 IR, 2 QBs, 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers. Team is Dak, Stafford, Burrow, Dart. Tried QB, wide receiver trades consistently rejected. Yeah, I mean, there's not much you can do if no one's trading in your league, bro. Your team's really good. I don't think you need to worry too much. I mean, I'd love for you to get a different receiver, but J-Mo is stepping up in the nick of time. I don't think you need to do anything, honestly. You're fine. Your team looks great. I'd probably say, you're trying a couple last-second MHJ and Burrow or whatever, but I don't think even trading, you could trade Burrow. I think because this is you've got Dak, Stafford, and Dart, you could trade Burrow. You could trade Burrow and MHJ, kind of ill-advised in a superflex in some context, but like because you're so solid, you could try and move that to somebody that's got a good record and just try and get just a little bit better wide receiver than MHJ. That's the only move to really make there. Your team looks really, really good, and J-Mo is going to step up now that LaPorta's on IR, and it's going to be a glorious thing for you. LaPorta, let me put this on screen because people keep saying it in the chat like they're breaking it, but we're talking about it already. But LaPorta on IR, it's right in front of your face with J-Mo. J-Mo to Moon. Boom. There, now I think hopefully people will see it, even though J-Mo's sitting there on screen. So we'll put that right there. Boom! J-Mo's going to the moon. I mean, it's gonna be a glorious week. It's gonna be a glorious week. Speaking of glory, I don't know if you guys know, but House Call is now on Spotify. I'm gonna drop the link right here. I would encourage you all to go stream it after the show. I'll drop the link at the end as well. But House Call is now on Spotify. Let's take this sucker to the top of the charts. Let's get this thing. Let's confuse Spotify and the Spotify algorithm and say, why is this song so great? The link has just been dropped in the live chat. Please stream, even in the background right now, stream House Call. It's there. There's new lyrics that are added in the middle of it, so it's a longer track, but it's up on Spotify. You can also add it to any Instagram story. To search for Rocket Ship Anti-Heroes. That is the band name. Rocket Ship Anti-Heroes. Search for them on Instagram, on Spotify, I believe on TikTok, I believe pretty much anywhere. You search for them and stream the bad boy. Bobby, I traded Rice last week for Hendy and AJ Brown. I don't think I don't like trading Rice. I'm not going to say you did bad because you obviously got Hendy, but I don't want to trade Rice. But I don't love AJ Brown at all. But I obviously that could work out for you. My Nico for Harvey, bro. You can't. Yo, you should have done this already. Like, you can't come late to the party and want to buy. This is like trying to go to the Super Bowl at the very last second. You got to buy tickets early. This is like trying to board a plane or buy a plane ticket a minute before it's about to take off. Like, now you're paying such a high dollar amount. This is not the league to do this in. You waited too long, sat on your hands, and you're trying to get Harvey at too crazy of a cost. I love Harvey. Could he outscore Nico? He could, but this is not smart business. So I'm going to say, like, this isn't advised. Like, try in a different league. You're trying to buy at his peak now. Hey, Smitty, Hunt or DeMarcado. You got to package in the risk or, downsides that could be there for a week or two or something that could unfold strangely. Hey, Smitty, Hunt or DeMarcado. I'd probably go Hunt right now. Would you flex Harvey over Barkley, Rome, or London? Probably over Barkley or Rome. Chat, can you rank Harvey, Barkley, Rome? Harvey, Barkley, Rome. Please rank those in the chat. Harvey, Barkley, Rome. Rank all three. I need at least 10 votes in there. And thanks for the super chats. And I didn't mean to be hard on the guy that was trying to trade Nico, but I just want you guys to kind of know, my passion of my answers and behind my answers is really to make sure everyone understands my viewpoint is all it is. My bedside manner is not the best sometimes. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make it seem like, you were super chatting. I'm very grateful. Lineup help PPR 4 and 6. Need 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, 1 tight end, 1 flex. We're going to go with Chase Brown and Dowdle. We're going to go with, the wide receivers. I was expecting to see a couple names. I guess we go Sutton and this is rough. Sutton and, Flowers is safer. Tez is higher risk, higher rewards. You got to pick your poison there. And then your 1 flex, Gadsden's your tight end. Your 1 flex is probably going to be, I guess I would go, so Chase Brown, Dowdle. I guess I'd go Monty and hope for some touchdowns. And with LaPorta being out, they might do some different things. And you just might see this offense, do something outside the box. Rank full PPR 12-team league. QBs May, running back Dowdle, Hendy, Marks, Bucky, Benson, Chase, Pickens, T-Mac. Really good team. Love this team. I'd say, you need a couple things to happen to be like one of the teams that I would rank like borderline 9.0. In that one of those things would be what's already in motion. Hendy, just continue to do what he's doing. Marks to rise up and be amazing, or Bucky. Either one. Doesn't even have to have, you don't have to have both. Bucky to return to form, or Marks to suffice, and then Bucky to return to form. And then really just need Pickens or T-Mac to just deliver. Like maybe what they've been delivering, maybe a little bit more than what Pickens has been delivering lately, but he doesn't have to be what he was. But he just needs to be, one of these guys needs to be a really strong wide receiver too. And if you do that, you could take down any team one by one game at a time. No question at all about it. So I'd say, if a couple of those things go really, really right for you, and they're very likely things to go right, you're probably going to explode and be a top 3-4 team for sure. Start 2 wide receivers and 1 running back and 1 flex. The 2 wide receivers are going to be Rice and Buka. Your 1 running back has to probably be Harvey, in my opinion. And so Rice and Buka. Your next player is either Genty or Pickens. I'd probably say Pickens is safer than Genty, but I like them both this week. Also Flacco or Nix. I'm gonna go Nix, but Flacco could, guys, Flacco or Nix. Flacco or Nix. Can we get a vote on that one? Flacco or Nix? I think you go with Nix because he's number 6 in fantasy scoring, but I mean Flacco could be a tad safer this week. I have Hampton and Bucky sitting on him. Bucky's going to be back. Bucky's going to be just fine, bro. Bucky's going to be a marvelous down the stretch monster, bro. Flacco. 2 Flacco votes so far. CMC, Jacobs, JSN, Chase, JJ, Collins, or Harvey. I mean, you got to start Collins, bro. I don't condone sitting Harvey, but I don't think you can actually sit Nico Collins either. I don't know. Chat, would you sit Nico if you had a start bench question and you couldn't play Harvey unless you sat Nico? Or would you sit Jacobs? Jacobs is hard to sit as well. Like, how do you sit Jacobs? But I think sitting Harvey is just as hard as sitting Jacobs, to be honest. You know, in this Green Bay game, I mean, probably going to see Jacobs, you know, eat against the Giants. But the Giants have been playing well, but you'll probably see Jacobs eat. I don't know. Chat, vote Nico. I don't know. I don't know. I guess I would say of Jacobs, Nico, Harvey, the Giants matchup is probably too tasty to consider sitting Jacobs. Some of you are saying you never sit Jacob. You never sit Harvey either. Like, that same thing can be said about RJ Harvey. You don't sit Harvey anymore. You just don't. But you have 3 no-sit players. Alan, can you make a trade? Because this is a near impossible question, my boy. It just really is near impossible. The only thing that would make me say sit Nico for Harvey would be because, you know, Stroud is out, and I know Nico survives. He just proved that last week, but it gives you some sort of, like, you know, maybe this is still a little bit limiting situation to a degree. I think I probably would still lean Harvey over Nico for this week. 4 and 6, Bucky, White, let's see, Bucky, White, Rice for CD Judkins. Bucky, Rice. I'm going to go CD Judkins right now. But, Mark, I'm telling you, I think the wins are going to shift for this in a couple weeks. But it depends if you need wins now. If you don't need wins now, maybe I would lean the Bucky side. But if you need wins now, I'm definitely going to take Judkins now. Knox versus Bucks or Loveland. I'd probably go Loveland this week. I think Loveland. Knox is not a bad play, but I still like Loveland more. Would you sit Sutton for Parker Washington? Probably not, but it's arguable. I would not blame you if you did. If London is out, Wandell, Sutton, or Judy. I think Wandell's safer. Cheat code, Winston, lots of targets, but I think I still go Sutton personally. Super chat here from Michael or Mike. Mike, appreciate you very much. Rate which of my 2 squads is better and what you give out of 10. Okay. May, Jamar, Egbuka, London, Harvey, Marks, McBride. So May, Jamar, Egbuka, London, Harvey, Marks, McBride. Let's go 8.4. And then team 2 is Dak, London, Egbuka, Nico, Hendy, Harvey, Kittle. Let's go 8.5 on the first team, 8.3 or 4 on the second team. And doesn't mean you can't get there. Like, if Harvey becomes what we think he'll become, and Hendy does, and Hendy and Harvey in the second team do what we think that they'll do, your team could climb to the 9s, bro. We're just trying to be, you know, somewhat of a careful Caleb. Let's see here. Yeah, if it came down to that question's so hard. And everybody wants to say Jacobs, and I love Jacobs. I'm not sitting Jacobs in any normal circumstance, but it is a tough decision. Nico, Jacobs, Harvey. You couldn't get more complicated there. Oh, wise and powerful Smitty pick 2. Flacco, Nix, Penix. Pick 2. I'm gonna go Nix and Flacco. Would you start Harvey over Bijan this week? No, bro. I'm not sitting B. Like, how is that the question? You're telling me you've got no other player we could talk about. You're picking Bijan to be the...
Your Bijan card has been revoked.
You super chatted. I'll give it back to you at the end of the show. But come on, man. You can't find another player on your roster. You go straight for the number 1 or number 2 overall player. Like, what about your running back 2? What about your flex? Trade away Hendy for Puka, Rice, or what wide receiver? I would take Puka or Rice for Hendy, and I love Hendy. Any top 4 or 5 wide receiver is a consideration if you need a wide receiver. But I will say, if somebody told me I turned down St. Brown for Hendy, I'm not gonna send him on a lap. I'm gonna pat him on the back and say, "Good for you." But if you could get any top 5 wide receiver and you need a wide receiver, it's a smart play. Any top 5 wide receiver, I would get. But if you're starting to sit here and say, okay, what about wide receiver 6, 7, 8, 9? Maybe not. I mean, Hendy might be a top 5 running back. You know, I think you take the guaranteed top 4 or 5 wide receiver if you could get it. You might even take a guaranteed top 4 running back. But there's no saying that Hendy can't be the third best back in fantasy football. You know, there's no reason. Michael, appreciate your $20 hauler, you monster. Where's my butt? Come on.
Alert. Super chat alert.
Got delays. Real quick, pick 2 Harvey, Judkins, Marks. I'm going Harvey, Judkins. I'm not sitting those guys. And then Harvey, Henry, Judkins, or Barkley. I'm ranking them in order of probably Harvey, Judkins, Barkley, Henry. I don't know. Those are all so close. You need to make a trade too. What in the hell? What are you guys doing, man? Some of you guys are sitting on so much talent. You're gonna get it wrong every single week, week in, week out. You're gonna just smash the wrong button over and over and over. You gotta deal some of the surplus. It's why you got it. Smitty was right about Hendy's jersey. Big 32 looks so good, bro. The thing that's amazing about Hendy's build is like he's built like the prototypical running back, athletic, and people make fun of this way that I analyze it, but it's like you can tell what players are built to do what positions. This guy's built to thrive at the RB position. He's built for it. His bone structure, his everything about him, his speed, is the way he moves. Half PPR, 1 QB, 1 running back, 2 wide receivers, a tight end, 2 flex. Mahomes, Bijan, Harvey, Sharps, Rice, McConkey, Pickens, Parker, Washington, Bowers, Kelsey. Playing Bijan, Rice, need 1 more, can be a wide receiver or a tight end, and 2 flex. You please rank them. Underdog promo code Smitty. Let's see. You need 1 more, can be a wide receiver or a tight end, and 2 flex. So Rice, Bijan. So Rice, Bijan. Henry. I'm sorry, Harvey. Need 1 wide receiver. So Harvey, Pickens, obviously Bowers is your tight end, so I'm not going to list him. So it would be Harvey, McConkey, and Pickens. Easy, my man. Easy call. Don't even hesitate on that one. That's an easy call. 12 team. Thank you for the super chat. 8-2, second place. May, JSN. And Michael, thank you for that 20.
Alert. Super chat alert.
Michael to the moon. 12 team PPR, 8-2, second place. May, JSN, Rice, Waddle, Flowers, JT, Bucky, Harvey. Jeez, man. McBride, Gadsden. Moves to upgrade. Try and trade Gadsden now that he's healthy, or trade McBride if it gets you the right player. I think adding somebody next to JT, Bucky, and JSN and Rice, just one monster, would just do the trick. You know, even if it was like, and I don't know, maybe I don't trade Harvey. Waddle and Gadsden for just one JJ-esque player. Nico, Rice, like player. You got Rice already, but Nico, Adams even works. Part of me wonders if you could trade Bucky and like McBride for Bijan. But in something, try Bucky and Gadsden, and maybe like Flowers for Bijan, like something like that. And if not, I mean, I would trade Bucky and McBride for Gibbs, straight up. I'd do that in a heartbeat. I don't care. Gibbs would be unreal put next to JT. It'd be game over at that point. This one here traded Marks. Traded Marks, Burrow after last week overpay. Traded Marks, Rome, MHJ, Vidal for Jacobs and Burrow. Marks, Rome, MHJ, Vidal. It's an overpay, but it might work. You're in kind of a surplus mode. I like your team. JSN, Lamb, Rice. I mean, Jacobs, Chase Brown. That's a fantastic squad, bro. You were in a position with Bowers. I like it. Anything to do? Not a lot to move now. I mean, your receivers are so strong. I don't want to break that up. And if you get what you think you're going to get out of Chase Brown and Jacobs, you can't really divide anything up. I'd probably stand down. You built a pretty good team. It's going to weather through a lot. You do need the running backs and Caleb to deliver, but that's all you're banking. The rest of it's going to carry you. Even if one of the running backs doesn't deliver, even if Caleb doesn't deliver, but the 2 running backs do, you should be covered. I would love if you had a Hendy or Harvey sitting there to help out, but man, that's a good squad right there. Jay, appreciate you. Smitty 6-4, 12-team. Bucky, Rashad, Harvey, Lamb, Rice, Buka, Bowers, Kittle. Good team. K9, Debo trades. Debo for Swift. I would take Swift. And Bowers for Hendy. Geez, man. You have Kittle. I could definitely do that. I would do that. I would try and trade Kittle, though. Even if I had to give up Kittle and like a different player, another player not on screen here, like Alec Pierce or K9. I'd go Kittle and K9 instead of Bowers for Hendy, but I would definitely do the Hendy trade given that you've got Kittle. I mean, you can definitely afford it. And they're very, very even, Steven. Everything is falling into place, says Andor with the $20 holler.
Alert. Super chat alert.
Andor, appreciate you. Andor, aren't you Angel as well? Andor, Angel, appreciate you. Everything is falling into place. About to fire on all cylinders going into last quarter of the season and playoffs. We on a $50 hauler tomorrow. Then Harvey goes to the house. Yeah, Andor, a.k.a. Angel. I don't mind that he's watching a show on multiple. I love it. He's super chatting for multiple. I would say we're probably looking at a $50 hauler tomorrow. Angel, you might want to make sure that the funds are available because I don't see how we escape a non-$50 hauler tomorrow. Hopefully that is the case. Is Brock Wright a good pickup? He's not bad. I would say if you're in desperate need, sure. But like is Otten out there? I do like Ott a little more if you can pick up Otten. Thank you, Andor, a.k.a. Angel.
Alert. Super chat alert.
To the moon. I still got to watch Andor in tribute to you. I have not seen it yet. Can you take an 8-second salute moment of silence to everyone who benched Hendy this past Thursday? P.S. You got the best fantasy show in the world. I certainly think that's an appropriate request. I mean, there are a few of you that did do it. We're sorry. I don't want to do a full 8 seconds. We're sorry. We're sorry you didn't listen. Now go get us a coffee. Can you imagine sitting Hendy there are people that sat Hendy 2 weeks in a row. And it's like, why did you hold him? Why did you save him? What made you wait and then not use him? What made you? You missed my anniversary message. I haven't. I do those at the end of the show, but I'll find those. I always do those at the end of the show, but I'll put it right here. Torres dropped his as well. Theo dropped his as well. I'll get those out of the way. I usually do them on the outro just because they don't show up the same and they're kind of hard to find. But I do list them at the end. Thank you. T. Schultz Knox. Oh, I just did that one. Hold on. Let me get back down to the super chats here. Mikey. I got Mikey's on screen. This one here, A-Rod or T-Law. Superflex. Oh, I guess A-Rod this week, but I don't want either one of them like long-term at all. But it is what it is. Membership question. Harvey to Saturn. Thank you. Theo, appreciate you. Melvin says pick one, Parker Washington, Judy, or Michael Wilson. I'm going to go Parker Washington is safe, but Michael Wilson's a higher risk, higher reward play with Brissett and no MHJ. And Parker Washington, DJ Moore. I'd probably go DJ Moore for right now. Harvey to the moon. Let's go. Mikey, would you stash Burrow or Jaden Daniels off waivers? Probably Burrow. I would rather have Burrow right now. I think, and there's nothing wrong with like his upper body. I think he comes back. He's got weapons, I asked the Bucky White Rice question a lot. Haven't been able to pull the trigger. 4-6, 12-man sitting in 7th place. Playoff spot. Might be 4-7 though. Mark, it's a tough call. Bucky Rice is fantastic. And I'm sorry I keep giving you two answers, but there really is two ways to look at it. Now, because your record is what it is, I probably would take the non-waiting on Bucky's side. Because it's so close anyway, I held Harvey low-key thinking of flipping Genty to upgrade my tight end from Pitts. I'm running double flex. Should I gamble on Benson since I have Harvey and Javonte? My receivers are JSN, Puka, Devontae Smith. I definitely like the idea of taking Genty and turning him into Brock Bowers. If you wanted to roll light at the running back position, but I don't think there's anything wrong on counting on RJ Harvey. You know, there's nothing wrong with counting on RJ Harvey. You know what's crazy is to think about there's still a world where RJ Harvey's in a better situation than Hendy because Ramondre's still likely to return. We don't think that Vrabel's moronic enough to do what we're hoping he doesn't do, but at the same time, like, you know, this goes back and forth between Hendy and Harvey. It's kind of wild. One has better value one moment, one hopefully they just both level out and plateau as an elite player. I'm 4-6, but I sat Henderson and Harvey all year. I'm getting ready to cash my checks. Of course, Hendy started week 10 and 11. Let's ride. Good news. I'm glad he started week 10 and 11. And
Alert. Super chat.
oh, man, Ron, I'm so happy for you, bro. There are a lot of people that were pissed off at your boy for a while. There's just not a lot I could do about the situation, but boy, I think it's all going to work out, and it's already starting to work out really, really well. So congrats to everybody. Let's see, David Henderson versus Dallas next week. I don't know what that is, but yes. Let's see here. Gumbo, appreciate you. Gumbo says running backs at Bijan, Gibbs, Henderson, flex, and started, and Harvey. League will not trade because I'm at first. Okay. Wow, that's a good running backs, bro. Bijan, Gibbs, Henderson, Harvey. I don't know who you start between Harvey and Hendy each week, but hopefully you started Hendy. Hopefully you but Harvey might do you okay. He might be okay, bro. You know, that's pretty awesome. Pretty awesome, my boy. Do we start? I got you, official. I see you. Do we start Harvey over Vidal, Flowers, Metcalf, and Higgins? What do you think I'm going to say, official? You think I'm out here celebrating those other guys? Are we doing a live stream to say, get you know, Vidal in your life? We like Vidal, but come on, bro. I mean, you really going to sit RJ Harvey right now? Are you going to hold him all year to sit him for this big game and watch everybody relish? Are you going to watch the show when we come in here to celebrate? I mean, it's not guaranteed, but like imagine sitting Hendy this week. Imagine it. It would be so painful. You want to have that with Harvey? In a super flex league, I'm flexing RJ. Who do I super flex? JJ McCarthy, Sutton, Jennings, or Pearsall? Probably Sutton, unless the quarterback scoring, and only you will know this, is so good that even in a mediocre game, the quarterback scoring is going to have McCarthy playing as good as Sutton getting 80 yards and a touchdown or something. But I do believe Sutton is probably the safest play. But if quarterbacks score more than 80 and a touchdown on a bad game, like McCarthy's bad game could get you that, then I traded Harvey 4 weeks ago. I traded for Harvey 4 weeks ago, says Raiders.
You've just been...
Congrats, bro. Scott, I can fit in Harvey instead of one of these players. Hendy started nice. Genty, wide receivers, London, Buka, Flex, Rice. I mean, the only player... London, we got to look at London's health. Okay, if he's going to be kind of banged up, maybe that would be the play. So we'll have to look at that. If not, if London's a full go and there's no concerns... Well, actually, he's got an illness. We'll look at then Genty. I'd probably rather have Harvey than Genty this week, but it's super close, bro. It is super, super close, my boy. Very, very close. Easy. I think I did read yours, but I'll read it again. Harvey, Henry, Judkins, or Barkley must win 3 and 7. I ranked these already. I said that I probably would have Harvey 1, Judkins 2, Barkley 3, Henry 4, but it's like literally a crapshoot is what I said. So I don't know what to tell you other than you should be trying to make a trade. If you can't make a trade, then you're going to bind because you're literally going to get that wrong every week. We're all in groupthink fashion going to get that wrong every week. But I think I would probably start Harvey because, like I said, I don't know that I would be able to sleep at night if he goes out and does what Hendy did, and you got to come in and watch a celebration show on it. But it's all close. They're all very, very close calls. You just got to make a trade. You got to beef up the wide receivers, the quarterback, the tight end. Go get Brock Bowers. Go get a Mahomes upgrade. 6 and 4 turnaround. Lost neighbors. Hit waivers. Trades. Mahomes, Rico, Hendy, Harvey, ETN, Buka, Adams, Jamo, Gadsden. What a phenomenal team, bro. That's a 8.9 or 8.8 team with waivers and injuries.
You've just been...
Congrats on that, my boy. That's a fantastic squad. Thank you very much. Mark, appreciate your super chat. Last one on the Bucky topic. No worries. Ask as many as you want, bro. I'm not going to complain. You're sending me super chats, Mark. If you could get CD plus Judkins or Buka plus Dowdle plus Spears or Nico plus Jacobs for Bucky, White, Rice, would you? One or none? CD and Judkins is pretty damn good. Buka and Dowdle is nice as well. Nico Jacobs is also nice. Bucky, I would probably say for Bucky, Rice, I'd rather have Judkins and CD. That would be my favorite combo. Buka Dowdle's nice too, but I'd get Judkins and CD would be my choice. But I can't lie to you. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. I mean, Bucky and Rice 2 weeks from now could be my top choice. But if you're needing wins, it's hard to not take that value right now. 10-man, 5-5, May, Genty, Hendy, Pickens, Buka, Ferguson, Warren, Adunze, Otten. Chad, if you want to vote, what would you rather have? Rice and Bucky. He's got 3 or 4 wins. I forget which one. And would you rather have Rico and was it Rico and was it? Would you rather have Rico and Jacobs? Or sorry, Nico and Jacobs or Rico and Buka? Rico, Buka, Nico Jacobs or Bucky Rice? Bucky Rice, Nico Jacobs or Buka Dowdle? Please vote for Mark. 10-man PPR, 5-5, May, Genty, Hendy, Pickens, Igbuka, Ferguson. One more week to trade. Which guys to upgrade? Let's trade Adunze on the high only if it works. Adunze Hampton, Adunze Warren for 1 monster, for 1 Adams or higher, for 1 Hendy, or sorry, Harvey. Let's go James Cook. Sorry, James Cook, Hampton, Adunze, Jalen Warren, Adunze for James Cook, for a Kyron. Maybe for a Henry. I'd say Brock Bowers comes to mind as one of my favorites. Maybe I'll move that to the first pole position trade idea. You trade maybe Otten and Adunze and Warren. You don't have to give Otten up either. Hampton and Adunze for Bowers. I know it leaves you thin in places, but man, I just love to get Bowers in this lineup. But trading, if we're just simplifying it, Adunze, Warren, Adunze, and Hampton for 1 wide receiver that's Adams or above clockwork is probably the safest move, I guess. The Bowers move's kind of risky because you're deleting your depth a little bit. Harvey, Woody, Higgins, flex, Harvey. Higgins or Pickens. But I love both of them. Pickens and Higgins are tough. You know, it's just a great matchup for Pickens, but hard to sit either one of those. But I'm starting Harvey. Do I start Franklin or Sutton? I will probably say you're upset with Sutton. Well, if you start Sutton and he doesn't outperform Franklin, you're going to be one pissed broski. Chat, let's get the chat vote on this one because it's dead even. It's indifferent. I'm forcing an answer. So you'd rather probably have the mass vote. Guys, Franklin or Sutton? Sutton or Franklin? Can I please get 10 votes? Sutton or Franklin? Help our boy Scotty do out. He's in Hawaii on an island by himself and he needs our help. Poor guy. Poor guy's on Hawaii, trapped. Made some trades. Squad is now Herbs, Bucky, Hendo, Harvey, Javante, White, Benson, CD, Amon, London, Gadsden, Fergie. Moves to make. Trade one of Fergie or Gadsden. I prefer to trade Ferguson, I think. And I don't think you need to move the running backs. They're fantastic. But if you can't start all 4 of them, I would probably move Javante or Bucky with Fergie for 1 monster, running back or wide receiver situation. Damn, I know Herb's playing out of his mind, but would I trade Herbert for Josh Allen or Lamar right now? I would. And if you need to give up something like, let's call it Ferguson, do that. That would be the craftiest move. Keep everything else. Upgrade Herbert, who I like him, but he's playing at an unbelievable level. I'd trade Caleb and Herb if that made this person feel more comfortable. Give up Gadsden or Ferguson to get that done. Give up Benson to get that done. give up Rashad. Oh, you got Bucky. Yeah, I would do that, bro. I'd even give up Javonte and Herb for like Josh Allen and something, you know. But getting one of those quarterbacks, I don't care how Herbert's playing. Getting one of those quarterbacks would be a huge difference maker, in my opinion. Smitty, last week, this is a $20 alert.
Alert. Super chat alert.
Thank you for the 20 wad, my boy. Jose says, Smitty, last week for trading got offered BTJ K9 for Saquon. I'd rather have Saquon. There's just not, there's no value that you can count on in the K9 BTJ area. Bro, I'd be questioning whether I even start either one of those guys each week. Current team 6-4. Absolutely not. And if I was to try and cook up another trade, I'd say, look, let's move for a wide receiver. Let's upgrade Tet, keep Bowers, keep London, keep Ladd. Let's upgrade Tet with Saquon, or upgrade Tet using even Bucky if you were going lamb shopping. But Tet and Saquon could probably get you Buka or Rice, something like that. And you stick that right next to your London and Ladd, and you rock out, bro. That's what I'd do if it was me. Any theme song for Harvey? We'll have one. There'll be one on Spotify as well, but do not fret. Here's the link to the Spotify song. So play the stream the House Call Hendy. House Call is on Spotify now. We'll announce it more tomorrow, but it's on Spotify. Stream it, and let's get that to the top of the charts. I just dropped the link. I'll pin it in the live chat right now. Please stream this. Let's make it pop on the charts, baby. Let's make the algorithm confused. Like, why is this song in the top 20 or whatever? Etienne Adams good for either Lamb or London. I would trade Etienne and Adams for Lamb. London's pretty close. I'd probably lean toward Etienne and Adams over London if I had to. Thank you very much for the super chat. Ron with a $20 hauler. Ron, appreciate you so much, my boy, for dropping the 20 watt on
Alert.
screen.
Super chat alert.
Ron, the man, the myth, the legend. Let's see here. 8 team, 2 running back, 2 wide receiver, 1 flex. Lamar, Bijan, Hall, Dowdle, Henderson, Harvey, Vidal, Puka, Ibuka, BTJ Diggs, Tyler Warren. Let's move Gadsden, and let's move. If you can't start 1, 2, 3, let's. If you can't start all these running backs, I think you're maybe contemplating trading. Let's see, Lamar, Bijan, Hall. Let's look at trading Hall, because you got Harvey, Hendy. Let's trade Hall and BTJ and Gadsden for 1 wide receiver. JJ, Rice, Buka. Let's get you got Buka already. Get Rice or Nico or one of those wide receivers. JJ, even take a chance on it. Trade that depth to fill out that starting lineup. Easy call. Like that, just work that trade. Get that top 5, 6 wide receiver. 8-2 and held on to Harvey and Hendy. Let's ride. DTX.
You've just been.
Congratulations, my boy. DTX to the moon. The Isaac says traded Sharps, Pitts, and DK for Sutton and Harvey.
You've just been.
Just lambasting people left and right. DTX, thank you again. Appreciate you. Jay, appreciate you. Or Etienne Adams for Rice. I would take Rice over Etienne and Adams. Yeah, that's a good one. Ever seen a 4-8 win at all? Yeah, absolutely. Of course, bro. I wanna hold. I definitely have seen a 4-8 team win. No question about it. The thing is, what really matters, it doesn't matter what your record is. It matters what everyone else's record is. I got a league where literally from 3rd place down to 9th place, everyone's got 4 wins. So it's everybody's in it. 7-3, 2 flex, Mahomes, Goff, Bijan, Brown, Bucky, Buka, Rice, Pickens. Actually, we all might be 5 wins now. 7-3, 2 flex, Mahomes, Goff, Bijan, Bucky, Buka, Rice, Pickens, JMO, BTJ, Tootin, trade for a tight end in first place. Yeah, I mean, Bowers is my favorite buy low because he's a monster and everyone's doubting him all of a sudden again because of 1 bad game. So if you can get rid of BTJ and potentially, look, Bucky, Bijan, Bucky, and Brown's solid. I don't know that you necessarily need to or want to trade one of the RBs. And Rice, Pickens, JMO, you're pretty even Steven. So I don't know if you can even afford a Bowers. Otherwise, you're depleting some things. Would I trade Chase Brown for Bowers straight up? Probably. and you got Bucky and Buka, or Bucky and Bijan, you'll be fine, and you're 7-3. But you know, it's tough. I would say you could try to go get Tyler Warren using. You don't even have enough to go do anything. Yeah, I don't know. Tight end Gadsden, BTJ for Gadsden, BTJ and Goff if they need a quarterback. See who needs a quarterback. See what tight ends all those people have. Kittle, I doubt you're going to get Kittle. I think Gadsden's probably the cheapest top tight end that would be worthy of trading for. And, you know, there's not a lot of, you know, Kelsey maybe. There's just not a lot to go for. I don't know that this is the right move for you, is to trade for a tight end. Thank you for the super chat. I think I'd try for Gadsden and I don't think BTJ is going to get it done though. I just don't want you to move anything else. Like, would I move JMO for Warren or Bowers? Yeah, but you're not going to get that value. But JMO's going to go to the moon. So I probably just wait on JMO, and I think you just try for Gadsden, but not using JMO. I wouldn't use JMO. I mean, I'd consider it if you got something else back, but I don't think a tight end. I just think you hit the wire, see what's out there, see if Fannin's out there. I think Fannin does good moving forward. And Joku's decent. Loveland's a really solid tight end if he's out there on waivers. Just grab him and start him all year. 12-team super flex. I'm 5-5. Got Bucky, RJ, Harvey, Hendy, Algier. Lost 85 Herbert and Gadsden on a bye next week. Bucky for McCarthy, Kelsey are selling too low. You're selling awfully low. This is one of the worst trades I've seen all week. You're not selling low. You're selling so in such a low fashion. I can't even come up with a word. I'm speechless how bad that trade is. It's horrible. It's a horrible trade. Bucky's worth way more than this. You need to get more. 5-5. I get the panic, but I'm not. How are you going to win anything if you sell your best player? Like, who cares if you make the playoffs and have nobody? You know, you're not going to have enough firepower to get through it. Who's on waivers? There's probably a waiver wire tight end. What if you made this trade and Kelsey got 2 points and McCarthy got you -5? You know, like, and then you're like, now I got no Bucky. You can't do that. Thank you for the super chat, but let's see what's on waivers, bro. Should I start Harvey or Chase Brown? I'm leaning Harvey, but it's very close. It's a preference thing, and you got to be okay with it if Harvey doesn't deliver. But same thing with Hendy. When I got asked Hendy questions all week, even Rico, it was, look, Rico's safer, but Hendy's higher upside, higher risk, but higher upside. And are you going to live with the decision you have if you sit Hendy and he goes and has a hat trick? And he did. So I just don't think I could sit Harvey in this moment and then not run him out there. Chase Brown's matchup is kind of tough too, but he's a versatile player. PPR 2 wide receiver, 1 flex. Allen, Achane, Genty, Chase Brown, Harvey, London Rice. Offered CMC, Devontae Smith for Genty and Brown and Rice. I'm going to say this. Like, if it was just CMC, it would be different. I don't know. CMC and Devontae Smith is pretty good. I'd almost say that side's better. I love Rice. Chase Brown and Genty are nice, but I don't know. Chat, what do you think? I think if you need the depth, which I don't know. I mean, you'd have CMC, you'd have Achane, you'd have Harvey. I think you could probably... I don't know. This is tough. The problem is right now you've got, Harvey, Achane, Genty, Chase Brown. You got good running backs. I think what complicates this... Yeah, I don't know. Part of me just wants to trade like two running backs for CMC straight up. Chat, can you vote on this one? What side do you like? Do you like CMC Devontae Smith or Genty Chase Brown Rice? I kind of lean toward the CMC side, and it's not that I wouldn't then flip them for more. This isn't the right true. It's a solid trade. I don't know. Let's see here, guys. Vote on this one, please. Let me put it back on screen. CMC, Devontae Smith, or Genty Brown Rice? I think the CMC side's better, but I definitely would want to flip it. And the player I would want would be Rice, you know? So it's like, damn it. But Devontae Smith's pretty good. I don't know. Let's see what the chat says. Chat, vote. I need 10 votes. 10 votes on this one. Go with what the chat says, Matt. It's a tough call. I probably lean slightly towards CMC, but this is me wanting to trade CMC, though. You know what I mean? Like I would probably want you to trade for a similar package and just you know what? I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say, give me the right side. I don't want to be in the CMC game. I fear he's gonna get hurt. I know it's great value on paper given what he's done, but I don't think I want that side. I'm gonna go ahead and switch it to the right side. And then I try and make a different move. I try and upgrade, just trade 2 running backs for Bijan. Trade 2 of the running backs for Bijan or a player. Trade Adunze for Harvey. I'd rather have Harvey. I have Bijan, Hendy, Brees, Hall, Hampton, Buka, Lamb, Rice, Adunze. I mean, you're pretty balanced all around. I'd take the better player. But would I try and move Brees Hall, Hampton for a better wide receiver? Tez and Brees Hall for an Adams or someone? Absolutely, Mike. So I do that trade, but then I don't stop there and I try and flip the Hall side. Picked up Reed off of waivers this week. Good move. I don't know. It depends who you dropped, but it could be okay. He's solid, I suppose. A solid add and hope that he comes back healthy, but not a lock by any means. Trade Bijan for Harvey and Hendy. Oh, man. Guys, would you take Harvey and Hendy over Bijan? Please vote on this one. Harvey, Hendy, or Bijan. Harvey, Hendy, or Bijan. Harvey, Hendy, or Bijan. Please vote. He's got Brees Hall. Man. Just got a trade offer on Gadsden for Jalen Warren, PPR, extra flex. My team is Bijan, Warren, Williams, Woody, Corum, Algier, Lamb. Current available tight end, Pitts, Fanning, Kincaid, Otten. Just got a trade offer. Gadsden for Jalen Warren. I'd rather have... I'd rather have Gadsden. Lamb. I'd take Gadsden. Gadsden's a good option. I like Jalen Warren a lot, and thank you for the $20
alert.
Bro.
Super chat alert.
I like Gadsden a lot. I like Tyler or Jalen Warren a lot, but I think I'd surrender Jalen Warren given you've got a solid running back situation, and that will help you at tight end. I do think he's gonna have a really good finish. Smitty, I like your YouTube version of the House Call Hendy song. It's the same thing, bro. There's just an added line in the middle, but it's not different. It's the same drums, same everything. So I don't know what you mean. It's just got an additional piece to it. There's 2 songs on Spotify. Make sure you're playing both of them. Esteban, appreciate you with the $20 holler. And as far as any other trades, bro, I mean, I really like the squad. JJ, Rushy, Rice, Lamb. You can't get better than those receivers. And honestly, Bijan and Kyron, and then you got Woody in the wings. I think it's a smart move. I like the move. Now, would I rather have Bowers? Would I then upgrade Gadsden and like Woody for Bowers? Try it. See if you can pull it off. It could be a great move, bro. Appreciate you. Wow. I mean, what a day. Mark, appreciate you with the membership question. JMO or Harvey? I'm probably going to go Harvey, but I love both of them, my man. I love both of them. Yeah, JMO's going to go crazy. Smitty didn't read his whole super chat. Yeah, I did. I didn't want Genty. I wanted the Hendy Harvey. But what was the vote? What was the vote on it? Hendy or Harvey or Bijan? Hendy, Harvey, Bijan. Hendy, Harvey. Hendy, Harvey. I don't know. Bijan got a lot of the votes too. I guess here's what I would say. I would keep Bijan unless you don't have shares of Hendy and Harvey. If you got Hendy, Harvey shares in other leagues and you're going to potentially win some championships with it, it's good to diversify. So my answer is going to be very strange. It's going to be, if this is your only chance to have Hendy and Harvey, you probably do it. But if you have Bijan and you have Hendy and Harvey in other leagues and you're really, really good position with those, keep the diversification going. But I just don't know if I'd be throwing Bijan away as if he's not the number 1 or number 2 overall player. You know, love Hendy and Harvey. Love them both. Love them both, bro. So I guess it just depends. John, I'm going to put you in timeout because you aren't giving people the right information. It's just constant with you. You're always negative. You're saying we don't know how long J.K. Dobbins is out. We do know, John. We do. I just reported on it. J.K. Dobbins is out for the season. He's out for the season. He's having surgery, John. So the problem is, and I'm sorry, but you give people bad information. You go against everything the show says. I don't care if people disagree with me, but when you continuously do it, John, and you've been in this situation 3-4 times in the past, you're going in timeout. I'm going to put you in for 10 minutes because you're feeding bad information. And that's kind of where I draw the line. You're trying to warn everybody against the show's advice. You're in here being divisive all the time. You calm down for a while, then you let it go again. But you're sitting here feeding people bad information. We don't know how long Dobbins is out. Actually, you're right. We don't know if he's missing part of next year, too. He's out for the season, John. I just reported on it. I did an hour and 16-minute live stream on it. And then you come in and you're trying to just act like, you know, guys, listen. Okay, I'm just trying to set you up and not have your hopes, you know, listen to me. Smitty doesn't know what he's talking about. Well, John, then you can sit in timeout for 10 minutes and talk to yourself. I draw the line when I start seeing you putting out bad information because you're trying to guide people away from this show and the content, and I put up with it. Smitty doesn't ban everybody that disagrees with him, but John, enough's enough. I know you don't have any Hendy shares. You keep saying you do, but you don't. You really don't. Because you talk about, he's just like, guys, we don't know how J.K. Dobbins could be back any moment. No, John. He's out for the year. And then the next line, he's like, Hendy, Ramondre's coming back. Like, you don't own either one. You're anti the fantasy football show, but you're here every day. And you're against both these players consistently in the chat with bad information. Over and over and over.
Take a big laugh.
I mean, imagine not owning a single share of Harvey or Hendy watching the show as much as John does. Every day John's in here. He doesn't have a single share of Harvey or Hendy. How could he? I'll be calling in tonight after work for the final decision on the lineup graveyard shift. Hopefully Travis tunes in to give his input. Definitely locking in Harvey now, Husseini. Harvey's locked in just like we said last night. Thank you for the super chat. And don't forget, guys, the new song, the song is up on Spotify. The link is pinned in the live chat. House Call Hendy is live on Spotify, and it's a little bit of an enhanced version. I know Mike said he liked the other version, but it's the same version. It's just got an extra bar in there, bro. I mean, who doesn't want an extra bar? Here it is.
Taking it to the house every time he touches the football, baby. Taking it to the house every time he touches the football, baby. Time he touches the football, baby. Taking it to the house every time he touches the football, baby. Other shows
they said do not draft him. Worried Williams said he was small. Your mama won't be making you meatloaf because you got no house call.
That's on Spotify, waiting for your viewing pleasure over and over and over and over again. Stream it while you sleep. Stream it while you're working out. Let it play on 3 or 4 devices. Let's go ahead and get this thing popping on Spotify. Wouldn't it be amazing if this thing climbed the charts and people are like, what is going on? What is this? What is this? What is this song? Well, I'll tell you, it's by Rocket Ship Anti-Heroes. And that's the band. Push it up the charts. Okay, you can't miss the graphic, the image, the album cover. It's on Spotify, on Apple Podcasts. You can buy it on iTunes. Hell, you don't need to. You go stream it on Spotify, but $1.29, you buy it on iTunes. I don't know what that looks like when that purchase comes through. I mean, I don't know. Maybe this is what I get into. Who knows? Who knows back there? But yeah, the additional bar in the middle, I think, is pretty solid. The construction of the song is not a normal constructed song. None of the songs are normal anyway, so it doesn't go like riff and then a chorus and riff, chorus, and then whatever you call the what do you call the part right before the chorus again at the end. It doesn't fit it. Might be a ringtone. I think you can download it as a ringtone, I imagine. I need to put it on my ringtone. There's also another song up there. Another house. It's called. The other song is called. There's 2 songs up there. The other song is called Touchdown Reaper. It's a Hendy song as well. It's a little bit more of a rock tune, and it's up there for your listening pleasure as well. So stream both of them on Spotify. Nice little bonus track on there for you. So go check that out. H13 with the $20 holler. Appreciate H13.
Alert. Super chat alert.
Other league PPR fighting for playoffs. Mahomes, Dart, Gibbs, Judkins, Chase Brown, Harvey. Chase, Garrett Wilson, Adunze, Tet, Worthy, Pitts fan, and Guy offered Javonte Williams plus Judy for Garrett Wilson, Chase Brown. Oh, man. Yeah, that one's tough because it's like you're getting rid of Chase Brown and Javonte, which is kind of a wash for me in a way. I like where this is headed, but I don't like the Judy return. Like could have got a JMO before today. Something along those lines. I think you need to get a better receiver. Garrett Wilson may or may not return. If things are not looking bright, which they won't be for the team, I can't imagine them rushing him back. I can't imagine him being playing at a high level for more than maybe 1 game, maybe 2, but maybe not even 1. Hard to say what this is going to look like, but do I like Chase Brown over Javonte? I think I like Chase Brown a little bit more, just a little bit, but I love both of them. This isn't the move for me. But would I give up, let's say, Garrett Wilson and Chase Brown, or Garrett Wilson and Judkins, because you got Gibbs and Harvey now? You could keep one of Judkins or Chase Brown. Would I give up one of them with Tet McMillan, or one with Garrett Wilson, or one with Tet and Garrett Wilson for one elite wide receiver? Thinking JJ, thinking Rice, thinking Ibuka. I would give up Adunze if I had to as well. But I also look, as I've said, and I don't know if you tried this one, but Chase Brown and Judkins together for one running back will be solid. Or even one wide receiver, and you go bare bones with Harvey and Judkins, Harvey and Gibbs. And then, I'm sure you got another running back, or could get another running back to kind of help out. I would definitely take any of those options because they put you in a little bit better position to strike if you're trying to really hammer home and grab that playoff spot with a big move. Pick one wide receiver, one flex Flowers, Sutton, Addison, Harvey, Woody. Let's go Harvey. Let's go probably Woody for safety. Addison, high risk, high reward. But Woody for safety. Harvey, Woody probably is my call. I would say it's probably what I roll with. $50 hauler from BBQ dropping the... BBQ, appreciate you. If you think depth at running back and wide receiver doesn't matter, went from wondering who to start at running back and now having 2 running backs with Hendy and Harvey rest of season. This is why you watch the show from before the NFL draft to the end of the season. Smitty putting in the work. BBQ, appreciate you. And man, I remember seeing some bleak comments by everybody, including me, including you. You know, at certain points during the year with teams and like, damn it, we can't catch a break. What am I going to do here? Season's looking over. I've even seen that line before. Look at BBQ's team now. Having Hendy and Harvey as a 2 top, maybe 7 running back injection into your lineup is crazy value. So congrats, BBQ. I think you're on your way, young man. Thank you for the $50 hauler. $50 hauler. BBQ. Drop a BBQ emoji in the live chat for BBQ. He's been doing it all year long. Pre-news traded Vidal and JMO and got Derrick Henry Pierce. I still don't mind the trade, Mile High. It's not a bad move. I like JMO. I'm telling everybody to get JMO for weeks now. I did this last year too. JMO, I didn't draft him. Didn't want you to draft him. I wanted you to trade for him. And he practically won people leagues last year during the stretch of games. This year, told you to avoid him. He's been cheap, pennies on the dollar. Some people have even considered dropping him or have dropped him. You trade for JMO on the cheap the last 2-3 weeks, he's going to be a gold mine, a low-end wide receiver 1. Congrats to everybody who pulled it off.
Let's go, mashed potatoes!
But still, this trade isn't bad. I mean, you still got good value. Derrick Henry's going to be a solid choice for you. So, and it's a good bet. It's a gamble, but it's a good gamble to make. 12-team Superflex, short bench, only for JD5, Mariota, Herbs, Penix, Bucky, Hendy, RJ, Algier, Buka, DK, Debo, Gadsden. Hold or move Bucky for, hold and move Bucky. So probably I'm moving Bucky for Rico and something. I'm moving Bucky for Hendy and something. I'm moving Bucky for Harvey and something, but it'd have to be something significant. I'm moving Bucky for James Cook. I'm moving Bucky for... I really like Dowdle right now. Dowdle, Judkins, Hendy, Harvey. But Hendy, Harvey, I want more with it. Bucky for, let's see, your running backs. You got Hendy, I'm sorry. You got Hendy and Harvey, I'm sorry. That hopefully that helps other people that are in the same situation. But Bucky for, like, you could roll with Hendy and RJ Harvey. I'm sorry if I didn't see that. You could roll with Hendy and RJ Harvey and trade Bucky for a wide receiver like Buka, DK. A wide receiver like Nico, JJ, Rice, and then just have, you're just moving things around, you know what I mean? So it's not like if you then you could maybe move DK and potentially, I don't know, you could try and move like DK and Debo for like Adams or something. But if you had Buka and let's say Rice, I like JJ, but I like Rice a lot more. I like St. Brown a lot more for a Bucky. And if I had to move Bucky and Debo, or even Bucky and DK, or Bucky and Gadsden for a 2-for-2, I would do that, where I'm getting that wide receiver. Maybe you get like a Monty back or something. But I'm also not opposed to just going for an RB. If you start all 3 RBs, then Bucky for a Cook, you throw Debo in. Bucky and DK for James Cook, I do that. Bucky, DK for Rico and something. For Bucky and DK for Achan. Bucky and DK for Judkins and something. I don't mind doing the 2-for-2. And Gadsden may or may not get you, something solid. Trade Rome, Hampton, Vidal to get Judkins, Sutton. I think I'd take Judkins and Sutton, but it's arguable, and later on the tide might shift a little bit or change. Offer Brees and Herbs for Lamar. I would probably rather have Lamar in something, but I think you need to get something. Herbs outscoring Lamar. I know that we all kind of think that won't necessarily continue, but you gotta get something. You can't just throw Brees in for free when Herbs is playing as good as he is. I would do a 2 for 2, but I think you got to get something. Non-PPR, London, Tet, Andrews, or Bowers, Flowers, DK. Give me Flowers, Bowers, DK. Pretty easy for me. Gave up 2 for Harvey. Gave a 2 for Harvey. Trade Harvey. A second rounder. Trade Harvey and 1 for Cook. No. Look, I like Cook. I don't know what Cook's dynasty value is. I don't mind it. I don't hate it. But Harvey's dynasty value is in good shape too. No. Week 12, tough. Thank you for the super chat. I would have to drop BTJ to pick up another tight end. Gadsden and Herbert would be out. And with the extra flex spot, no concern losing the depth with that trade. I mean, losing depth always sucks, but I would have to drop BTJ to pick up another tight end. I don't know if I want to drop BTJ, but would I trade him very cheaply? Yes, but I guess I understand, if you're in, everyone's league is different. And if BTJ is most likely not going to get picked up because it's that kind of waiver wire, it's going to sound differently to people that play in a different league. And so you got to know your own league. And if BTJ is not going to get scooped up immediately, then it's not a horrible cut in that specific format. But I don't know what BTJ is, what's in store for him, but I got to think you got a better drop than BTJ. I would think, I don't know. I just think I at least try and trade him. I know it's hard to trade, but Saquon plus Andrews plus Darnold for Woody, Kittle, Mahomes, and MHJ. Give me Woody, Kittle, Mahomes, and MHJ pretty easily, but then I try and flip MHJ immediately. Like, couple, and you can't trade him for anything. You couple him with something. Even if it was Woody, and I don't like trading Woody, but you trade MHJ with something, you can get rid of him. You try and trade MHJ solo, nobody wants him. Nobody does. I've been lucking out, rocking out with my squad, killing it. Nice job, Chris. Guys, please stream the song on Spotify. It's out there now. I'll be back for the Graveyard Show probably before midnight, though. We'll go like an hour or so earlier. Appreciate every single one of your super chats. Thank you all for dropping the supers. We had, let's see here. We had a $50 hauler from BBQ, right? $50 hauler from BBQ. Thank you, BBQ. We had Zod, Taz, Michael Lambert. Lambert dropped 2, man. Ron, Jose Cruz, Ron again. Ron dropped 2. Ron, you dropped 2 20s, man. I appreciate you so much. Andor, Esteban, H13, everybody else that dropped super chats, you're absolutely remarkable. I couldn't do this without you. You guys are the show. Flex Kittle or Javonte. I'd probably go Javonte overcome. I think he's going to have a nice little bounce back game. Love Javonte Williams. Kittle's nice. I'm not saying Kittle can't do well, especially with Brock Purdy back. Brock Purdy loves him. But I think, he might also be asked to block a lot more. Chat, vote on that. Javonte Kittle. You're not wrong to go Kittle, though. He could have a touchdown any given game. Vidal Hampton for Bucky. I'd take Bucky in a heartbeat. Especially if you're in first place. It's great squad. Even if it puts you at surplus, you could then flip it if you wanted. Like, you've got Buka JSN. Your balances can be just take the monster. And who is Achane's backup? I don't know yet. I mean, Gordon's healthy off the injury report, so I do expect Gordon to take back over, but it's kind of ambiguous right now. And I think maybe hot hand would determine who becomes the backup, honestly. Because Miami Mike is in a state of trying to just get by. And I think he's going to go with whatever's working. So I think Mike might lean on Wright if Wright delivers. But I think Gordon's better. So it'll probably be hot hand, though. There's no way to really know. I have Hendy, Harvey, Rico, and Woody Marks. Nice job. Promo, appreciate you. Raider, appreciate you. Traded Monty, Kelsey for Harvey and Tyler Warren. Nice. Yeah, we'll take that.
You've just been Smitty approved.
Yeah, that's great. Silent likes Wright, the tight end option now in Detroit. He's nice. He's definitely solid. I could see him scoring. I definitely could see him scoring. If anybody needs a tight end option, he's not bad. But just don't expect consistency or the world, because LaPorta was struggling to get consistency. But Campbell just started taking over play calling, though, so maybe that would have changed. But I do think they'll use Wright a lot, but I think they'll lean a lot on J-Mo. J-Mo's going to the moon. My bad, Smitty, with my second question was addition to the first referencing Warren Gadsden trade. Yeah, Esteban, just ask me again if there's any new question, because I won't, like, even now I don't know what to put together with this. Like, I just ask everything self-contained, otherwise I will not understand, or you got to understand how many questions I answer. So I don't know if this was, if there's a follow-up, and I'll look for it. You don't have to super chat, just type it real quickly so I can identify it. But if there's actual question that still needs to be answered, just ask the new question altogether. Otherwise, I will not know what we're talking about. And it's not because I have a bad memory. It's just I see so many questions. I have to just let it flow right out. One in one ear and not even through. It falls right out the same ear. Sucks as a Dobbins owner. Well, Gio, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. I'm not happy JK's injured. I'm not. People say I celebrate injury. I'm not. But JK is one of the most injury-prone running backs in the National Football League. He's not going to stay healthy. You could say a hip drop tackle was random, but he was not going to stay healthy. He just was not. He's the most injury-prone running back in the National Football League. And the other stat going against him is we've never had a running back finish as a top 10 running back ever after an Achilles tendon tear. Now that will be broken. JK was probably going to be the one running back that was going to break that trend, but never once has a running back ever become or returned to top 10 running back numbers on a season after having, even if it was years later, an Achilles tear. Achilles tears are devastating to the running back, and JK has certainly been the most marvelous comeback from Achilles, and the Achilles surgeries are getting better, and it does feel like we will eventually see a running back, probably the next year or two, become a top 10 running back again after an Achilles tear. But Achilles tears usually do come along with an older running back anyway, though. Yeah, Dobbins is resilience from that is pretty nice. But yeah, Hendy in my running back spot. That's easy. That's a long question, bro. Am I starting Harvey over Judkins or Rico? I don't know. Let's address that in the evening show tonight. Harvey, Judkins, Rico. I mean, it's all neck and neck, bro. It's all neck and neck, bro. Yeah. Dobbins was running back 18. He wasn't going to be top 10, top 15 to 20. Still impressive, though. Yeah, I mean, yeah, he wasn't set up to. I just mean, like, he was playing, like, as good as we've seen Achilles recovered player. But, yeah, he still wouldn't have cracked it. Travis is right. Unless he started getting a lot of touchdowns, which he wasn't doing. I mean, R.J. Harvey's been consuming it. R.J. Harvey has 4 receiving touchdowns. R.J. Harvey. Now, can I put something into perspective? And we'll talk about this tonight. I'll probably lead with this. But R.J. Harvey isn't getting the running work. So someone might say, yeah, but he doesn't score rushing touchdowns. He's not playing running back. He's out there playing wide receiver. And now he's going to play running back. If R.J. Harvey's given opportunities as a wide receiver and he's got 4 touchdowns and he's given no real work as a running back and he still has 2, imagine what this is going to look like. R.J. Harvey might now be just as good running as he's been receiving, and he has 4 receiving touchdowns without starting a game. Unbelievable. Like, think about that for a second. RJ Harvey's not used as a running back, and he has 4 receiving touchdowns. What do you think's going to happen now? I'll tell you.
In a jam, call HHH and Associates.
Triple H and Associates. Locations on Earth and Jupiter.
I'll see you all for the Graveyard Show. Appreciate every single one of you. You all are amazing. You're fantastic. You're unbelievable. Go stream the House Call Handy song. Do it live.
He's the chosen one, and the one who knocks, he will tear you down. He will score 2 or 3, maybe 4 touchdowns. He's house call handy, and he's here to stay. And there's not a damn thing you can do or say. You thought you would escape this twisted, handy fate, but now you're standing on the outside. And when the lightning strikes, you will live in fright. And he's going to give you nightmares. When you go to sleep, you think of Handy, 'cause you doubted Handy like a sheep. 'Cause the masses told you walked away, 'cause somebody said that Henderson would not be your friend. Now he's scoring TDs, you're asking him please, you're on bended knee saying why me? You thought you would escape this twisted, handy fate, but now you're standing on the outside. And when the lightning strikes, you will live in fright. And he's going to give you nightmares. You live in utter fear. The touchdown reaper's here. Handy is your anti-hero. Handy is coming for you. Handy is coming for you. Handy won't let you get away. You live in utter fear. The touchdown reaper's here. Handy is your anti-hero.
Stream everything Handy on Spotify. Do it live. See you all at the Graveyard Show. Appreciate you. Be back about an hour before midnight, probably, something like that.